a lot of fellas from Lixnar and stuff like that, we don't really go to bed class, don't they?
Yeah.
So they throw those on it and have a listen to ours because I think it might be a bit low.
Billy actually went to himself as well.
Billy.
Did
he go to Great Clash there?
He did, yeah.
Mad.
That should be fun.
Well, the Nigel boys, they go there as well, don't they?
Yeah.
It's just funny. They go to primary school there.
Yeah, the guy good school, yeah.
Yeah. I should leave the managers, see how it's gone.
Well, sound alright.
You look fab, anyway.
I look fab.
Yeah.
Face for
I'm scratching the balls.
I know, as soon, man, no, John, it was, man. I was sitting like this and my jocks were fucking rammed up, right? And Rachel was like, when you upload it onto YouTube, Rachel was like, oh, I'm going to watch this. I was like, do. She watched 2.5 minutes. She goes, Pa, you need to delete that. And I was like, boy. She was like, man, you're just playing with yourself for the first 2 minutes. I was like, fuck's sake, it's just because my jocks, like.
Yeah, couldn't delete it. About 20 people saw it already.
Oh, you didn't delete it?
No.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. That's a joke.
What are you supposed to do? Delete it every time you scratch your balls?
No.
We have nothing.
That specific one, I'll just stop doing it.
How's YouTube going, lads? We have nothing. 6 hours of past scratching his balls.
I wasn't scratching my balls, I was fixing my jocks. Fuck's sake. See, I'll be doing that now for the whole thing now that's in my mind.
I don't worry, keep an eye on you. I should get a stick. Every time he scratches his balls, just flick him on the head.
Yeah.
I suppose start it like a normal podcast, because we lose it. As we'll just send it out as an interview, so we're not going to put it into anything, if you get me, like we did before.
Or say that again.
So, you know, usually we do an interview, we input it into the
Yeah.
weekly podcast, so this is going out as an interview on its own.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
what episode is 18?
No, it was just no episodes, just
cool.
as regards to.
Spot on. Right.
You happy enough?
Right. Well, lads, what's the crack and welcome.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
No, Pat.
Well, lads, what's the crack and welcome to the Kerry podcast.
Up the lads.
Today we're joined by a very special guest, Sean O'Connell. Sean, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
We'll go straight into it. What do you make of the new chant?
Oh, I love it. I heard your podcast when you were saying that I was missing for the first game when you had it for the Waterford game, and I was gutted that I missed it, like when we first made it. But I was happy to hear it then up in Cove. It was great to hear it.
I was talking to Dean. Dean was the fellow who came up with it today. I was like, at least we got a warm-up game before he came back, because if he brought it up to Cove and fucked it up, it would have been a fucking disaster.
Yeah, like my first reaction was, because I hadn't seen, we usually they get sent in, they get posted. I wasn't on the Instagram, like, so I hadn't seen it get sent in, nor was seeing it get posted. The boys just started singing it at the Waterford game, and I was like, my first reaction was just like, that is a fucking, that's the one. Last home game of the season, we got the best chance coming out of it. Like,
absolutely gutted.
Brilliant.
So we decided we need you for about 10 years, because we need to get a good 10 years out of it, man.
It's the best one we have, like, so
100%.
we'll just start going to your away games if you get a transfer. just start singing the chant. Just
don't tell us where you live, man, or entering up outside your house at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Holding a boombox outside the window. But look, I suppose we'll get straight into it. Do you want to just tell us about your journey so far, like where you played at a young age, all the way up to Kerry FC, what clubs you've been at, and just your journey to where you are now?
Yeah, I'm not going to be like the other lads you've had on, like you've had Eaton, who was over in America and on his clubs over there. Leo's obviously been to Sheffield and his clubs, and then Nonny's been at about 100 clubs himself, like, so
He forgot about your form.
I started under 11s and 12s with the Park. I was on the B team there for a bit, and then under 13s, 14s, 15s I was with we got moved up to the A team, and just playing with Park and the Kerry Schoolboys League. Then after Kennedy Cup under 15s, I was in with the League of Ireland under 15s for the second half of the season, and then been with the under 15s, 17s, 19s, and then this would have been my second year under 19s, but I was with the first team this year.
And like you were saying, you kind of started with the B team with Park, like that's kind of your first jumped in, like that's kind of your first step going from the B team to the A team then in Park. Then you go play for Kerry, obviously underage. What's it like then jumping from Kerry at schoolboys level up to Kerry senior level? What were the main changes there? Obviously with the physicality side of things, what were kind of like the main changes going straight from schoolboys up to senior level?
I'd say the sharpness of it, like everything's a lot quicker. You don't have time to think about what you're doing at all. Like, and obviously the physicality as well.
Yeah.
When we're playing people our own age, it's fine. Like, but you playing people the size of Shane Guthrie every week, like it's not easy, like.
I was up at the open training session, and one thing I noticed when you went into that game at the end, I actually think you were actually on holidays at the time, were you?
I was back for the
We were there. But the intensity of it, the movement of the ball, it's so quick. Like, you know, you're looking at the KDL side, even Parker Dynamos, and the way they train, and you go up and see CE train, it's a massive step, like absolutely huge. Like the standard difference is ridiculous. Like
you can even see it in the warm-ups, showing you're doing the possession game down by our side of the pitch where we stand. Like just that possession game alone, and just the quick 1-2 touches, and everyone being loud as well and stuff. It's a massive.
It hadn't always been like that. Just like the first, when we were just getting into it, the first few weeks, it wasn't as sharp as obviously it was towards the end of the season, and it's probably why we started slow at the start of the season. And the performances weren't there, like. But
just going back to underage as well. So you obviously played with Park here in Tralee. You went in. What age did you say you went into when you first started playing for Kerry?
Oh, it was under 15s, but I was probably like 13 or 14. I was 14, I'd say. Yeah.
And did you break straight into that team, or was it another kind of thing of building your way up?
We came halfway through the season after the Kennedy Cup, so they had already kind of had getting used to playing with each other. But took a few games to get into it, and then I was starting for the end of the season. But we weren't really playing for anything at that stage. So. And
you went in for Dougie, you having the phone on loud, come on. You went in for assessments for Ireland underage. You were saying to us, is there anyone that we may know of that was in with the assessments with you? Do you know that's gone on to play for different clubs, or even locally, playing with Kerry or anything?
See, I went up and I was playing with the year above me because the manager wanted me in with them instead. Right. And you'd have the likes of Evan Ferguson was there, obviously playing with Brighton now. Sinclair Armstrong in the Championship, I'm not sure if you know, he's playing with QPR. Alex Murphy over in Newcastle, a few other boys at Brighton as well, Jamie Mullins and Mark O'Mahony as well from Cork, and you just have a few people going, they're kind of playing with the underage, but it's mainly Evan Ferguson really if you're looking at them.
What was it like then, going into those Irish development squads and then going back playing with Kerry? Like, was it a different level of training that you just learned? Like, were you able to implement what you learned at those development squads and bring it back to Kerry? Do you think that has developed your game slowly but surely as you've gone on? Are there certain things that you've learned back then that you still keep with you now? That are key points at senior level. Yeah,
I think it was kind of how you carry yourself a bit, like, because down here when we were like under 15s and 17s, we weren't really playing for anything, and it was kind of just come in to try and get the job done, go play on the weekend. Yeah. But then up there, kind of you see it's a lot more serious than down here than it was down here before. Yeah. And you kind of take in, and when you come back, you're a lot sharper as well, and you just feel more confident as well, I think.
Yeah. And what was I'm after losing my train of thought. But what was it like then transferring from, as I said, from the underage level, you could say, to senior? When you're starting playing those first couple of games for Kerry, there was a bit of a drop off then where we didn't see you that much in the squads, and you get the call back up again. And once you get called back up, I mean, it's kind of like there's a bit of a trend here where you were with the Park Bees, went to the A's, went to schoolboys, went League of Ireland, then you were with the squad, and then you came back again. So what is it that keeps? It's almost like you get knocked down and then you come back even stronger every single time. What was it that motivated you, that when you got called back up to that Kerry panel this year, I mean, you've come on leaps and bounds since then. What was it that gave you that motivation and that drive to just go, right, I'm getting my spot back in left back, and that's going to be mine, because it looks like that's what it is now anyway.
Yeah, see, I think I got too comfortable. Like, I blame on myself, like, because I wasn't playing great at the start of the season, but I was still starting because we didn't really have many options at the time. But I feel like I got too comfortable, and I needed that to kind of be out of the squad and realise what I needed to do to get better, and I took that time away. I was training with the 19s and playing with the 19s for a bit, and kind of needed that to see where I was at. And then when I came back in, I feel like when I came back into the matchday squad, I was against Waterford and I wasn't starting after I came on for the last like 15 minutes. But I think that slowly I kept getting more minutes every game, and then eventually I started starting again, I think, since then. I've just been trying to get better every game.
And should like and I think we're all in agreement here, Dougie and Anto as well, that like we've seen your progression from the first game. Now, to be honest with you, I thought that first game against Cove in Mount Talk Park you were the standout player at left back over the rest of the boys, and the same for the first couple of weeks. And I was very confused when I seen you were dropped for a lengthy period of time. But is it something that, like, how do you think you've done since that first game in Cove to now? Because I think we're all in agreement here that we've seen your development from that first game, and it's just been better and better and better as it's gone on to the point where you're in that conversation with me anyway, that probably one of the stand-up performers of the season for Kerry.
Yeah, I think it was hard the first few weeks, and then when I was out of the squad it was kind of hard to get back into it. But when at the time I had like Caelan was in the team, and Nani as well too, like of the older players, and they were very helpful towards me. Like they were just letting me know, like telling me that I keep my head up and in no time I'll be back in. Like, and since the first game of the season I have definitely come on a lot. Like I think mentally more than anything, to go through what we have this season, only winning one game, and I wasn't even involved for that one, but it was still nice to get the win. But I think to go through all that and still be there at the end of the season, it took like all the boys like to still be here at the end of the season, even though we're not getting results.
Going on what Pat said there about the Cove game, even on the social media point of view, you were kind of one of the standouts with regards to the Kerry FC fans after the first game, and like it's kind of sent shockwaves through the fans that you didn't make the squads after that. Realistically, like, you know, we seen it from the get-go, and then when you came back in and you just proved yourself absolutely massively, that position is yours and it's no one else's, like, you know. And to be honest, we were all in shock realistically about it. Like, you know, we knew the type of player you could be, like, and we could see it in one game. It was my first time ever seeing you play realistically, like, but we could see it straight away, like, and you've definitely made it your own, in fairness.
Okay.
You were saying as well the importance of the other players to kind of help you kind of get back into that level that you were at the start of the season. How important is that to have those lads around you the whole time at training and in games, and what is it that they would do to make sure that to help you to go, right, come on, like, there's more out of you?
I think the main kind of people would be Nani, and Alex is one as well. He, like, because he hasn't been getting much game time this season, I think undeservedly, but he every week he's at training, he's one of the best at training. He's always doing his own training as well, like, right. You'd always see him down the KD, and if you went there in the morning he's always working, and just kind of just not feel sorry for yourself when you're out of this team, just get back into it. Someone else is Leo. He's obviously, like, he's been away and he had injuries and stuff that held him back over Sheffield, and he had to come back, but he didn't come back thinking like he was the man. Like, he came back to work and he did his, like, when he could have probably walked down, like, he was the main guy there, but he put his head down, he worked, and kind of learning off people like that it's really, really helpful for my career, I think.
Yeah, he was very complimentary about you when we had him on. You were one of the names that popped up, and he thought very, very highly of you. The partnership he built over the season, like, you helped his game quite a lot as well, as much as he helped yours, I'd say, you know, within the season.
Yeah, and like, again, like, it's one of those things. I think it's a common theme when we kind of interview the Kerry FC players. It's the same names that pop up for, you know, the leadership and the players that put arms around other players and the younger players and whatnot. But is there any kind of, I wouldn't say end goal, but like, is there any plan for the future? Is there any level you want to hit, or is there anything else that you have in mind, like a goal that you want to achieve now? Because you're still very, very young. First senior season, am I correct in saying first senior season in general, let alone it being League of Ireland? What is it you want, even out of yourself, out of the club now, anywhere else? You know, what is it?
Yeah, I'm trying to take it like year by year, and I think next year main thing for me is to be playing first team football again, like, no matter where it is, but and getting games under my belt. Like, you see some people, like Leo went away and he couldn't break into the first team over there, but he came back and he got his games, and I think the most important thing is to be playing. So I'm just hoping to play, and obviously hopefully the results will pick up next year and we can maybe push for playoffs or something like that. I'm
sure if you're still at Kerry anyway, you'll definitely be playing with the performances you've put in now this season.
We have a serious chat now, man. We need it, like, you know, keep your best.
Can't be
Billy,
wasted.
sorted.
Sign the contract. Put whatever numbers you want.
Yeah. Blank check. Brian Scoff, get on it.
So I suppose with that we'll go into our quick fire questions as always. Have you had a quick glance at them or?
I did. I had an
Alright,
hour.
okay.
Alright.
You have to talk about one thing, man.
Go on.
The assist of the year, man. Treaty.
Oh yes, actually, yeah. Before that,
Man. Yeah, but even the build-up play to that goal, like, you know, Andrew was talking about one of his goals of the season. Your man must have been concussed after that. Like, absolutely drilled. Good finish too. In fairness to him, like, you know, we did appreciate that. Like, but
Surprised he went for it though.
Huh?
I'm surprised he went for it.
Man.
No one in the box. Like,
not a chance would have been going for it. Like, great finish. In fairness to him, like, you know, he was one of the nominees for Kerry FC goal of the season. You've 3 assists from left back. Am I right in saying that?
Probably, yeah.
Just looked at a couple of stats. You're happy enough with that? Like, you know, as the season went on going forward, like, yeah, you really excelled in it, like, you know. And to come back from left back 3 assists is quite good numbers with a team scoring 29 goals in the league, and you 3 assists from it, like, you know.
Yeah, well, if you look at one of them, it was only the one for Leo. I'm not sure who was against. I literally just tapped at him and he just stuck in the top corner. But
It's all about the numbers, baby. It's all about
so
the
he's like,
numbers.
let's get one to next
Yeah.
year. He just touches it.
I scored 2 goals in my life. One of them 3 yards, and I'll never forget it. I think it was under 13s.
Another thing, actually, just as you said about the assists there, you more or less spent the whole season playing at left wing back of a back 5. Was that the case underage as well, or was that something you to adapt to? And and how different, because everyone kind of knows what a box to box or number 6 or number 10 has to do. What's it like playing as a wing back? Well, how different is it to being just a general left back in a back 4 to being a left wing back in a back 5?
I think you've probably more license. We had more license to go forward and try to get involved and further up the pitch. And when we were playing that back 5, we had Eden. And towards the end of the season, it was Eden left centre back, and he was always there to cover me. Like, and Nani was there as well when he was playing. And difference kind of, you don't have as much responsibility defensively. Like, obviously, still your main job is to defend, like you're a defender, but there's cover there. There's way more cover in the back 5 than if we played the 4.
Because you see it right at, you know, like when you're watching on TV and stuff, like the fullbacks nowadays they're almost just as important as the number 10s now in
Left striker.
Yeah, more or less, like, you know,
The 4-2-4 job.
4-2-4.
Were you always a left back, or it was
And the B team, I was a left winger, and then came up to the first team, or I came up to the A team and was playing left back for them. And then when I went in with the 15s League of Ireland, I went up left wing again for only a few games to start the season. Then it wasn't good enough, so I got shift back to left back.
Yeah, thank God for that. we need you at left back. It's very important. Very good.
What would you prefer if you had your way, you know? Because, like, I was a centre half, but I fancied myself to be a striker. That kind of thing. Like, would you fancy yourself?
You were the only one, Pat.
would you fancy it? Do you know, you see some players, they're like, oh yeah, I'm in left back. That's obviously my position I play the best in. But like, some players are like, oh, I do fancy myself to play right wing though.
I do think left back is probably one of the easiest positions on the pitch. Like, you don't have
really. Yeah.
I think I don't know. I think feel like down the middle of the team is just the most important. Like, your 6 and your 2 centre backs are probably more important.
Yeah.
So I quite enjoy being left back. Like, I wouldn't mind playing up top for a game.
Yeah, of course, everyone. Like, but like, I'd see that completely differently. Then, like, in the sense that like you, it's obviously no issue for you because you do very well defensively and going forward as a left back. But man, if I was playing wing back and you had the small, tricky, agile, skillful wingers running at me, man, I'd be turning upside down left and right.
I just kick him.
Or you just kick him into the stand.
Just kick him.
You know. And it's an engine. It's an engine position. You always see the midfielders being the engine position. It's the fullbacks are the engine positions, no, because they're just up and down that line all day. Like,
yeah,
you know, especially if you're playing against a team that's always been attacked at as well. You know, you have to do 2 jobs. But
on that note, we're gonna put it into one part through their steps for the Kerry FC pre-season training. We've organised hoping to get a couple of the Kerry FC lads up. We'll have it up on YouTube in a couple of weeks. It should be good crack. If you're around, you should pop up and have a look at that.
You see how good of a striker I am.
Anton never said it, but he reckons he could take you
1v1
down the right flag.
Yeah, we have do 1v1s. You should make sure you come up now
I
to that and
will,
do a
I will,
1v1
yeah.
against Hento. Don't do it against Dougie. He'll send you into he'll send you into Rosehead.
Yeah, we're putting on no boots, man. I can keel over.
Hug him up a long time ago. We'll go into the quick fire questions. So
Merishka.
what honest answers now? We've had some players in, and it's, you know, you can see that they're holding back a small bit, right? We want good answers here now. So we'll start off nice and easy. What's your favourite food?
I'd have to say steak. If I'm going out, I can have a steak somewhere.
Steak. Can't beat a good old steak. Medium, rare.
Medium rare. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Standard. Nice.
Standard.
Nice.
Chips, pepper
I was
sauce.
gonna have to push you off the chair there.
Favourite drink? Non-alcoholic and alcoholic.
Non-alcoholic, probably apple juice.
Interesting.
Alcoholic, probably Carlsberg. I'd go with.
Nice Carlsberg, huh? Creamy. Anto sponsoring Carlsberg up in the Castle Bar next week.
He does that a lot.
What's your favourite holiday destination?
I went to France a bit when I was younger, so probably there, or Morocco. I've been in Morocco not a few weeks ago, but yeah, either there or France. France we used
Warm
to go
training
to
camp.
Yeah.
Morocco. Fair play to the lads.
Favourite musician?
I'd say either Adele or Dave. Two different sides of the spectrum, but I'd say Adele or Dave. Yeah.
Adele or Dave? That is mad.
You know, man,
Adele or Dave?
I haven't a clue who Dave is, man.
Oh, go ahead.
Dave Worstone Blown Pennymax.
Adele or Dave? Do you know what? I appreciate it though, because that means you listen to a variety of music.
I'm going to listen to Dave on the way home.
You get some shock, man. Listen to Adele first though. Listen to one Adele song, go right, I'll throw on Dave.
But I know who Adele is.
Yeah, but just to give yourself the... Alright, forget about it. Favourite football team?
Arsenal.
Favourite footballer?
Of all time.
Of all time.
Yeah. Of all time. Guess coming up with fucking Cedric Suarez.
I'd say Marcelo probably.
Marcelo.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Best left back of all time in my opinion.
Oh man, what about Ashley Cole?
Cashley.
Snake.
No chance.
Left
You
or
saying
right.
it's saying Ashley Cole to him?
Thank God this has been recorded in video, man. you see the daggers I got shown there?
What's your favourite sport other than football?
Either basketball or Gaelic football.
Nice. Favourite team or athlete from that sport then? Basketball or Gaelic?
Basketball would be Damian Lillard, and then football Naguel, but I don't know. I don't really like any. I won't have any footballers that I look up to.
What's your favourite team of basketball?
I actually don't have one. I just follow Dame. To be honest.
He broke my heart. He was meant to go to Miami,
Yeah.
and he didn't. The prick. Anyway,
He wouldn't have the time. He's too busy.
who's the best player you've ever faced?
In terms of like who gave me the toughest time, probably be Campion Hines this year from up in that loan. That was tough. He was just so fast and so sharp.
Yeah.
In terms of what they went on to do in their career, probably Evan Ferguson. Like,
Yeah. Standard.
He's not bad, to be fair.
He's decent, man, isn't he?
He's playing the KDL as well, to be fair. So.
What's the best away ground you've played in, and what's the worst away ground you've played in?
The best atmosphere this year probably be Galway when we got beaten 9-1. Not the best.
The game didn't happen, man.
I thought you were going to say the Galway 1-0 away, man.
That for us, obviously. Yeah. The best. I like Bray's ground. I like that Gaunt and that pitch is always top quality. Like.
Yeah.
And the Waterford as well. Waterford's pitch is nice.
What's the worst away ground?
The actual pitch probably Cove, like, but I like going up there. Like, it's a nice place to play.
The boys love going up there. There's a bar on the ground.
I've never been there, so it's not me. Like.
The player that's impressed you the player that impressed you the most when you first arrived at Kerry FC, a senior level.
See, I'd played with most of them already before, so I know most of them. But probably Leo when he came in first, because I hadn't played with him. But he wasn't at the first training. He came in like January. But probably him. I'd say him when he was at his first training session.
Is there a bit of a bromance between yourself and Leo, man? he talks about you a lot. You talk about him. I like it. I'm all for it. Besties.
Who was the biggest whinger on the team? Now, see, some people get confused when
man. He was just about to bang it up, man.
Some people get confused.
Oh, he's thinking about
so
it.
we can break it up into two parts. biggest whinger in terms of just always complaining, or biggest whinger in terms of they're always giving the referee stick? So it's like it's a two-parter.
Always complaining. You probably have Leo up there as well, though. Himself, he knows himself.
Bromance gone.
But I think he just has high standards. Like, and Sam as well. Sam loves to complain. I think giving out to refs, you always hear Kevin giving out to refs.
Yeah, you can see the physical gestures Kevin does to referees. That is very.
I actually think Leo named himself as the biggest winner as well, didn't he?
I think he did as well. Yeah,
they're safe from that one. The bromance is back on.
Who has the worst? Who has the best dress sense and who has the worst dress sense?
Oh,
On a night, we'll say on a night out, or even if they turn up into the change room.
Yeah, well, see, we wouldn't have no one turn up to the dressing rooms or anything crazy on them, but I'd say Ronan's probably for the worst anyway. Ronan's definitely that.
Give us what's the attire?
No, see, he just wouldn't, like, he'd just wear
He
tracksuit
just
out, like, he
wouldn't,
wouldn't
yeah.
bother going out, he wouldn't bother getting dressed up at all, which is fair enough, like.
Yeah.
And then the best, probably Danny Kuta. He actually, I see his Instagram CV. He'd be dressing nice, yeah.
Up to the nines. Who has the best taste in music and worst taste in music?
The worst, probably Graham. Well, like it's grand, like, but I wouldn't be my own person.
It's not Dave, like.
Or Adele?
You're right, Dave.
Oh, Dave. Dave.
Then Joaquin Brosnan, actually, I don't like his music either.
Jeez, that came through very quickly.
I was just thinking about it.
Jesus, Joaquin Brosnan.
Block that one out.
Yeah.
And the best, I like Toger's music, actually. Yeah.
Toger.
Yeah.
Who's the one player in the team that you would absolutely not let organise your stag do?
It's quite a few of them.
And give us a reason as to why you wouldn't let them.
I'd say you'd have Sean Kennedy probably be up there. Sean Kennedy and Sean McGrath and Ryan Kelly.
they're the culprits, alright. They always get thrown out to us.
I think it'd be fun, like, it'd be good crack, but I'd say it'd just be broke up after that.
Carnage.
Like, yeah.
Carnage. Look, Sean, with that, we thank you for everything you've done this season. You've been an absolute joy to watch on the pitch. You can see your hard work again from the very start all the way to the end, the hard work you've put in for the club, and for yourself obviously to get into the team again and perform so highly. We hope you stay with us, of course, and again, thanks very much for coming in and taking the time out for us and for the fans to get to know you a bit better, get to know your journey from here, from back when it all started all the way to now. And thanks very much for coming in.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate all the support all season, especially like because results haven't been going our way, and I really appreciate that you stuck by us as well.
No bother. And we'll keep doing it till the end, won't we? We will. Up the lads.
Up the lads.
Oh, spot on. Half an hour. Perfect, bye.
All good.
On the ball.